Hey guys, Fool's Garage here. So in this video, I'm going to be changing the front brakes on the F10 M5. Well overdue for a brake change on this car. I took the wheel off and measured the rotor thickness a couple weeks ago and was really surprised with what I found. The minimum thickness for these rotors on the front is 34 millimeters. But when I measured it out, it was down to the 32 range, which was really shocking to me. Because I made the false assumption that because there's still brake pad material left, that likely the rotors are still good. I picked up this car when it had about 20,000 miles on it. So I highly doubt the previous owner changed the brake pads, but maybe he did after all. But anyways, I'm glad that nothing bad happened up to this point. So I immediately ordered new rotors. I got these from FCP Euro. Here are the part numbers in case you are interested in seeing. And there are two types of rotors, or three. I mean, technically you could get the genuine ones. I didn't get the genuine ones because, as you know, they're just extra expensive for the exact same thing. The OE equivalent is the SHW ones. I just went with these Zimmerman rotors because they just happen to be on sale. But any of those would work just fine. I also got some replacement rotor set screws, replacement brake pad sensor. Not sure I'm gonna need this, but I got it anyway. And for the brake pads, I'm sure you guys all know this car has so much brake pad dust on the stock pads. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna try these Brembo ceramic brake pads out. They're supposed to have much less dust, but probably much less bite and performance, which I don't really mind because I mainly daily drive this car, and you know, once in a while have a spirited pull, but I'm rarely ever heavy on the brakes, so don't really mind that at all. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the front right side. I went ahead and loosened up the brake line up here. And then there are two pins that you have to remove. So one pin up on the top here, and then one down here. And then there are two nuts that need to remove, 14 millimeter down here, and another one up here. Let's break this loose first. All right, got pin number one out. All right, pin number two out. Let's get a screwdriver and try to push the pad back a little bit. Alright, I think I need to loosen another brake line connection right here because it's holding it up. Alright, so in addition to loosening this brake line hold right here, you're gonna have to loosen this one as well. Otherwise, you're not gonna have enough slack to remove the caliper. This thing should come out now. Whoop, there you go. Check out the brake pads. This is the inner one, which has more life than the outer pad. Now we're going to move the 2 set screws. It's a 5mm hex. Whoa! I'm really surprised the rotor came off that easily. It's gonna be a bit of more struggle. Alright, so here's a side-by-side comparison of the new Zimmerman rotor versus the stock OEM. These rotors are massive. I don't remember the exact specs, but I think they're 400 by 36. Huge and extremely heavy. So I'm going to clean up the hub and put on the new rotor. Very specific orientation for this. Got it on wrong. There we go. It's on perfectly now. Alright, so now we're going to put the caliper and new brake pads on. Before that, I'm going to push the old pistons back. So I'm going to use this caliper spreader. If you guys haven't used this before, I definitely recommend it. It makes life much, much easier. Alright, so we're going to slide the new brake pads into the caliper. Stay. Trying to record and doing this at the same time, it's not the easiest thing to do. But yeah, once you get the pads in place, you can use the spreader to push the pistons all the way back. Just like so. This should just slide right back on. Oh. There we go. Reinstall the pins on the top and bottom. You know what? I'm gonna loosely put on the top and bottom nuts first. And just try to get the caliper perfectly aligned. I don't think that really did anything. There we go. Hold on, if you guys can see it. Let me move the camera so you can see the pin. Since I can't get this to line up perfectly on the top, I'm going to start on the bottom. Maybe it will just self-align if I make the bottom one work out right here. There we go. They line up through the brake pads, but they're not lining up with the final hole in the caliper. So I think I just need to tighten down the caliper. And the torque spec is 70 foot-pounds, so we're gonna tighten it. Let's do it evenly. Okay. So yeah, you gotta use your hand to push the brake pad back while you knock the pin into the position. There you go. Boom. All right, so we got the pins fully seated. Passenger side's done. Let's do the driver's side. Alright, so the only difference with the driver's side is that there's a brake wear sensor that's embedded on the inner side brake pad. There we go. Okay, so I just discovered a better way to do this. You don't have to remove the caliper completely. You can just let it hang onto the caliper bracket, as so. And you should be able to just remove the rotor. That way you don't have to go through the trouble lining up the caliper to reinstall it like I did on the other side. So I'm gonna give this method a try, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out, and I think it's a lot easier. Where sensor is reinstalled, as you can see there. Alright, so the pins are fully seated. You torque the nuts down to 70 foot-pounds on the top and bottom for the caliper. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put the wheels back on, and that's the front brake job. Oh, and right now is probably a good time to bleed the brakes as well. I made a video on this a couple years ago, so I'll leave a link right here if you guys are interested in checking it out. And that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Did run into a couple issues with this car recently, which I'll give you guys an update on. It'll be a 100,000 mile update video on this car. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.